Let's grab Mike because he can make a lot more money on his own solo. Let's go get him off, get him away from the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
Same thing with Beyonce and them. Beyonce, let's take her and make her a superstar. It's all about money.
Yeah, I mean, her dad was behind that though too.
Yeah.
But
And
I
Well, but her dad
also
put that together though. Her dad was the one that put them all together.
no, but I'm just right. But that's what I'm saying. Like even still though, with her even being pushed to be like in the forefront, what I mean? Her dad is the one behind pulling strings. So yeah, I mean, like he's gonna make sure his daughter is, what I mean, like in the forefront.
well,
Mhm.
see, my thing, like with the Beyonce thing, like there's always someone that stands out. From the beginning of Destiny's Child, she kind of stood out. So it
Yeah,
was no brainer eventually for an A&R, but I think her dad did give that extra push, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
but I like that about groups, you know what I mean? Like, and girl groups are dope. Like, I love girl R&B groups. Total,
Yeah.
yeah.
always a standout, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
oh, I like that. But the group dynamic is just dope to me. I don't like the
Vital.
thing as much as that's like a group of people you throw together and it just
Gotcha.
becomes a chemistry that's dope.
Word.
Mm.
Word up. Nah,
Are we live right now?
we're
Yeah, we are.
live, yo. We're live.
Yeah.
Sparring Minds. It's the pre-show.
Yeah, we just sitting here just chatting.
We just
You know.
chatting, man, talking about the R&B groups, you know what I'm saying, and different versions of them, whether they are the super dope groups like the New Editions, who, New Edition, by the way, like while we're talking about the right, New Edition is probably one of the only groups that could do a verses with just them,
Themselves. Yeah.
just themselves, like just them. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
you could just do BBD on one side, Head of State on the other side, and like anything goes. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
Because you don't even get into the whole thing of what Mike Bivens was responsible for outside of BBD, like his umbrella, because in verses they do,
yeah.
so you get
ABC.
another bad,
Yeah,
you get Boys to Men, like
yeah.
it gets crazy with New Edition.
It definitely does.
oh, yo, the only
Matter of
R&B
fact,
group.
Boys to Men got their name from what was it? New Edition's Boys to Men song. Yeah,
Yep.
Okay, did not know that. Did
Yeah.
not know that.
They said, I think they said that in the movie. I think they had a scene with that or something like
yeah,
that. But
yeah. I can't remember which album it was
my
on.
fault.
They did that Boys to Men song on, but I remember having.
Hmm. Okay.
Mm,
All right. All
yeah.
right. But what else is good with y'all brothers, though, man? How was y'all week, man?
Uh, just me working, and then I got the bad news today, man. But I'll get to that a little later. But yeah, it was a good week up until today.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like bad news, but
Yeah, I don't either.
like
Hope it
like,
ain't too
I get enough
much.
of that here at work. No, no, no. I'm still at work, but that's all I've been doing is just working, working. I did jump into a documentary. I was sitting at the house and they were sitting at old girl was sitting at the house, sitting there watching Hillsong Church documentary. I
Mm.
don't know if y'all are familiar with that.
Okay.
That's
No.
about like the mega churches and the
Mm.
exposing of the mega churches. One of the dudes' name was like Carl Lentz. I guess some dude, he was sitting back and he was just watching all these mega churches and he was just like, damn, like they're in Louis Vuittons, like their shoe game is crazy. What was the Nike sneaker Son of Man or some shit like that? So he just started, taking pictures of all these different, priests and their outfits and was just like, yo, and he made it into a documentary exposing them where he started getting death threats, all types of shit, people, coming at him like, yo, what you're doing is wrong. But at the same time, he was actually putting people on game that these guys are actually living off of y'all. Like those funds that y'all think are going to, hire use are actually going to these guys. They driving around with mansions, in Bentleys, living in mansions, hanging out with Kevin Durant and the Kardashians and whatnot. they living off of y'all. So yeah, that was an interesting documentary.
That's the type of shit that driving people away from church, because people are like, yo, they misappropriating funds, they're not giving back to the community. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
hypocrites, all types of shit. Just
Yeah.
push away from church.
That's a whole other.
Yeah, churches are different.
Man, that's a whole other conversation.
I don't deal with the mega churches. I can't. I don't know. I feel funny going into a mega church. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yo, them ones down south are crazy. You pull up in like a shopping mall, like there'll be indoor basketball courts with like a whole stadium in them.
Like, yo, come on, dog.
Yo,
come on.
We got one here.
Yo,
we got one here that I know. They got like a whole truck. Yo, they got the priest. His face is on the truck and everything. Like, it's
basketball.
Yo,
Capo, what's good, man? Get in here, man. Good to see you back. Oh, Capo's gone like that.
Yeah, he's having a couple internet issues.
Yeah.
Nah, but my man was telling me when he lived in Atlanta, man, he was like, yo, I pulled up to the church. It looked like a shopping mall. He was like, the parking lot was mad big. You got to take a monorail to the damn church.
Yo, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Definitely crazy. Yeah. Definitely crazy.
Like, what happened to the church with the dusty ass hymn books and the Martin Luther King on the fans? And like, come on, man.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, not no more, man. You come in, they got a whole booklet, what's going on, colored pages and everything. Nah.
It's crazy, man. They like, churches be robbing people like.
They ain't even got the Bibles no more.
Yeah, no, you don't actually need an actual physical Bible no more, because you can just download it now. So people be in their phone like on the Bible or acting like they're on the Bible, but you can have the Bible on your phone. I used to, and the one that I had, it was like they stopped updating or whatever it was, so I just deleted it and never put a new one back on there.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like the old school. No, just give me my Bible and let me figure it out. I don't. That going through the phone now, all this new school stuff now.
Yeah, I got a one for the house, but like if I go to a church or something like that, I want to put it on my phone.
Yeah,
because I'll be mad if I leave my Bible in church. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you all right over there, Chuck?
Yeah, I mean, you guys know I'm transitioning right now, so my house connectivity is not the best. Not what it used to be. But I think there's something real quick. I can hear what y'all are saying, and one of the things that's weird is, yeah, I understand what y'all are saying about the mega churches and the perception about the misallocation of funds. I totally get it. And I've been a person to point those kind of things out, right? Because I'm a believer, have always been, that the church is the place that is supposed to be helping the community. That's their top priority. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when you out here with, a mega church, you got a stadium for a church. Hi, Joel Osteen. When you got shit like that, right? Like, your work in the community better be stellar. But with that said, like, there's also something from a spiritual standpoint. Actually, not even spiritual. It's going to be from a religious standpoint. From a religious standpoint, part of a church's image is to be able to show what God has done for them, what God has been able to present, and what He can provide for the people who are following that church. You know what I mean? And I'm sure the members of that church who use that basketball court and have a church league and they're having a good time in there, like, they're like, yo, all praises due. You know what I
mean? But they wearing Son of Man. What was it? What was it? Son of Man? Or those? Is that the name of the Jordans?
No, Fear
of God. Fear of God. They wear Fear of Gods and they decked out in Louis Vuitton suits.
And why not? And why not be like, yo, this is what God's been able to provide our church. That's a dope thing, I would think.
Provide the church, but I got leaks up here. I got leaks in the church.
Oh, I promise you that church don't have leaks. I promise you that church don't have leaks.
It is what it is. Oh, you must have wiped out again. Yeah. Other than that, I took a few questions from a few Sparring Minds people, over the week.
Word up.
Yeah. They definitely was coming out throwing a lot of stuff at us and whatnot.
Yeah, it got interesting.
And one of the questions I think that was asked was, why do women never talk about the good man they lost? And because and I wonder why they never talk about the good man they lost. Is that actually a thing? Because most times I hear chicks like, yo, that nigga was no good, whatever. You're always hearing all the negative, but how often do y'all hear a chick go, I had a real good man one time and I fucked that up? When was the last time? If it even happened? I've never had that happen. Huh?
Not never.
Not ever.
Yeah.
That would require accountability.
So you saying women don't, they're not gonna throw themselves under the bus?
What is it?
Absolutely not.
Where's Danielle hot sauce when I need
I
it?
didn't say that. That was Jadakiss.
Are we saying we can't say all though, right? We have to just say
No,
not
all.
the ones you deal with, right?
Yeah.
You just have to be the ones, maybe some of the ones you've encountered in particular.
A lot.
You know what I mean? You have to separate them. Can't say all, right?
Yeah.
What you said? 99%? Come on.
Can't general.
No.
Wow. We're not doing that.
Nope.
And there was something on what was it, TMZ, if I'm not mistaken. A woman was talking about most shootings and homicides women are responsible for.
Oh yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Now, what's your take on that?
That's a dicey one again. I can't put it on everybody. You know what I'm saying? But there are a few that have ways to entice situations that maybe make them worse than they can be. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm gonna channel my inner Charlie Hustle on this one. Since a time, women causing trouble for men. It started with Helen of Troy started a war. Delilah cut Samson's hair. So yeah, I could see that argument. I mean, but no, honestly, I do see it a lot. Like something gets blown more out of proportion than it should be. It's not always women. A lot. Sometimes dudes do it too. Like
yeah.
So I would put all the blame on women, but like I've seen that situation play out that she explained though. So
just a little, we got like 2 minutes before we really get into the live show.
Yeah. You guys, real quick, you guys been watching any playoffs? I know we don't. You generally, as well. I mean, play-ins, not sorry, playoffs, play-ins.
I watched half of the Brooklyn game because it was a blowout. So I was like, all right, they got it. And then I woke up the next morning and they won barely by 7. Like,
oh yeah,
what the hell happened?
I heard Bruce Brown was going crazy.
Was he?
Bruce Brown played good. He played well. I watched that game.
Yeah, Dorchester's home.
Dorchester's home. So yeah, should be a good time.
He had a few choice words for the Celtics too, though. Bulletin material.
Yeah, definitely. That should make it interesting.
Definitely will.
I'm home Sunday, Easter Sunday, watching that.
Yeah, Horford's wife responded, "Who's Bruce Brown?" That was funny. So
Horford's married.
Huh?
I didn't know Horford was married.
You didn't know?
Yeah.
His wife is always on Twitter talking. Yeah, like his wife is always saying something slick. But she was like, "Yeah, who's Bruce Brown?"
Which
That's
Charlie
well, she might not know who Bruce Brown is, but she can find out who Sparring Minds is. It's about that time, right?
Yes, sir. You already know.
yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence. You know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic. Yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, man. 105. We got hustle back.
There we go. 105.
Come on, man.
Chilling, man.
I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, fellas. It's a wild thing right now.
It is
That's what happens when you don't pay your bill.
Fuck out of here, nigga.
Hey, this showbiz. That's what happens. You know what I mean? Showbiz.
Don't worry, I'll cash out for them.
Nigga, you can't be serious right now. Don't embarrass me out here, B.
I'm gonna send it to Fabian since she's in charge of the money.
Cut the shit, little. Don't be playing right now. What's
up, man? How you feeling?
I'm spectacular, B. I'm spectacular. You know what I mean?
Good.
As y'all can see, I'm not on Facebook right now. I'm trying to take a little social media break. I got some things going on in real life, but so I feel a little bit disconnected. So, I hope y'all holding me down in the streets and the podcast.
All you gotta say is Fabian put you on timeout. That's all you gotta say.
Anyways, nigga, let's first thing I have to get off my chest real quick. I'm about to throw a lob to Payne real quick, but before I do that, right? So I haven't done get you the fuck out of here in a long, long time, right? Get this broad, and let me get her name right, because we want to make sure we give people the credit they deserve, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Word up.
Especially when it's stupid.
Of course, I can't find the broad name. It's Chelsea something. She's the new coach down at Grambling State. She's coaching their women's volleyball team down at Grambling State, right?
Oh, shit.
The team was bad last year. She came in February, I believe, a couple months ago, said she's going to try to turn over a new leaf with the program, trying to get them going in the right direction. You guys may or may not know, women's volleyball team has 19 members on the roster, right?
Mm-hmm.
This new coach, Chelsea something, cut 19 players off the motherfucking Grambling roster. Grambling State roster. She cut the whole motherfucking roster.
Wait, how many people are on the roster? What's she gonna
19.
play volleyball with?
He
One
said
person?
19.
And she cut 19.
She cut the whole roster.
What?
I guess they suck.
Never in the history of sports have I heard something like this, B. The whole roster?
So what, they gonna forfeit the season?
No,
Right.
she's bringing in a whole new
right.
Chelsea Lucas.
Now,
fuck out of here, man.
She's bringing a whole new squad.
I haven't heard of someone cutting all 19, but when I played at Newberry and the coach that left had guys there that he brought in for scholarship.
Yeah.
And then the new coach wanted some new guys, and he cut a bunch of the guys that the old coach left.
Now question:
maybe
Definitely.
Are they able to keep that scholarship though?
I don't know.
Do they lose that?
Because that's the most important part of all of this to me.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Right.
I understand you wanting to bring in your own talent, but at the end of the day, like these girls signed a letter of intent saying I'm gonna be here and play.
Yeah.
Other offers, and then you just be like, sorry. 1 year later, get the fuck out of here. That don't work, man.
Yeah, nah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, word. So get Chelsea the fuck out of here. Pardon me. So with all praises due, we have to do this right the fuck now.
And now it's time for a letter from Payne.
A while, I've been trying to chill. Chuck said I'm too angry. I'd be trying to square up on any and everything. So I'm trying to chill, but this one deserving. As you can see, I'm in my, tried to bring spring in with the, the bucket today. I'm feeling a little festive since we had some warm weather. But so I'm sitting here watching TV and a Sonic commercial comes on. So it inspired me to write a letter. Dear Sonic, so you bring back the yellow cake batter shakes after the closest Sonic to me closes? What kind of bullshit is this?
Wait,
I hope your owner bites their tongue and gets paper cuts every day of their life. Sign management.
Are you kidding me?
Yo,
don't we have a Sonic out in Brockton?
No, the one in Stoughton's closed down.
That's the one, Stoughton. Yeah.
Yeah, and the next closest one is Peabody. Who the fuck want to drive an hour and 15 minutes? But them yellow cake batter shake. Shout out to my man Kareem, man. He put me on to them last year or 2 years ago? Crack. And they finally bring them back, and now I can't even get one. I'm pissed.
Yo, I don't think I've ever said it. I love those segments, B. Like these letter from Pains are always hilarious. So.
Yo, they be pissing me off, man. I've been trying to chill though, so I put them on the shelf, but I think I might start bringing them back. People are starting to piss me off.
I love them.
Yeah.
I can't say I love the shake. I haven't had it, but I think I'll go find one this weekend.
That sounds sweet. That sounds too sweet for me.
And I'm not a sugar guy. I'm not a sweets guy like that. But good.
Okay. Gotta try
well, listen, man. I'm all for pan-searing people who deserve it.
What about these stupid voters? You want pan-sear some of them?
What happened?
Well, we had a bracket. We had a tournament.
Oh.
And I don't see how Maui got knocked out by anything. Hawaii has always been everyone's destination of going.
There's
one person I know that doesn't envision them going to Hawaii. How did Hawaii lose?
What was it up against, though?
It might have been Tahiti or Dubai, because it was probably lost a couple of rounds ago. Yeah,
it's the people who voted against it. Probably the people who take the 23 every day. They ain't been outside of Roxbury. Their vacation is like Brockton. Like that. That's like we're going to the hotel. We're gonna get a hotel for a week in Brockton and swim in the pool. Like that's their vacation.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So they don't know no better. They don't know,
Your inbox is about to be okay. You're not even on social media. Oh, wow.
Didn't you say earlier in the call they only know what Rick Ross talks about in the rap video, so they go with that.
Nigga, I promise you, none of the motherfuckers heard of Santorini until Ross was saying that shit. And then they was like, oh my God, I gotta get to Santorini. Bitch, relax. I mean, let's keep it a buck, man. We can do that around here, right?
But
I've always
listen, man. Listen. They voted right, man. The championship is the way it should be. So I can just
right now we got Tahiti. Tahiti and Dubai are in the chip right now.
I think Egypt should have been in the final.
Those are both my picks. Those are both my picks. So either way, it doesn't matter. Either way, I win.
I think one of the biggest upsets I think was Paris, though. I don't think Paris should have lost.
Ridiculous, dog. Are you kidding me?
But
Egypt.
What are you eating over in Paris? Spaghetti sauce and noodles all fucking week?
That's Italy,
That's Italy,
nigga.
bro.
It's Italy.
No?
What are you
Same
talking
shit.
about? Italy. No, it's not.
Same shit. Same shit.
Absolutely not.
French cuisine, Italian cuisine.
See, this is one of them people that always been on the 23, Chuck. You talk
same shit.
Exactly. From Roxbury.
First and foremost,
that's what you're talking about right there.
Look. I don't drive the 23. I don't even jump on the 23. I think the last time I jumped on the 23, I was going to a program up in Dorchester, and they were like, "Hey, he got Nikes on. We only rock Adidas up here. We're gonna step on his feet." and from that point on, I ain't never jumped on the 23 ever.
Yo, Payne, you can always tell who they are, right? Because they're unfamiliar with things like passport stamps. They're unfamiliar with that, right? But they're very familiar with boom, next stop. They're very familiar with that.
Rear door.
Yeah. That's real shit.
You're talking about our watchers now.
Yeah.
You can't get too vicious on them.
We talk about you right now.
Come on, man. So yeah, like
Sour
salute to the
grapes,
brackets.
man.
Those are
It's all
always
good,
fun.
man.
Salute to that.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys get your votes in for the finals. I think that's coming up in the next couple of days here, so we'll have some more fun with that.
No, the
and-
finals is already here.
Yeah, this is finals
I haven't
tonight.
seen the finals. I thought the finals was going up tonight or something.
It went up tonight to go over the weekend.
Yeah, little.
Yeah. Right now it's 9-7. Tahiti's up by 2. So, ain't nobody that even voted for Tahiti ever been to Tahiti.
You're probably right.
Sharif's never been to Tahiti. But, it is what it is.
Stop it.
Shout out to the
man.
homie Reef.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He gets out in trouble. He does his thing. You know what I mean?
He definitely does. Down south.
He might be an Atlanta for the weekend type nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a down south barbecue type weekend. He ain't going overseas like that.
Oh wow! What's happening? Yo, what is going on right now? God?
That's my guy. Man. That's my guy.
All right.
Speaking of people who I consider my guy, Cam Newton was one of my favorite players. I told you all about that.
Yeah.
And Cam was under fire recently. So, and pardon me, fellas, I don't have the exact quote, but Cam was speaking something that was much aligned to the Charles Jones book of women management, right?
I was just about to say, yeah.
He was just saying something like, "Yo, a lot of women today, I'm paraphrasing, so pardon me, but he was just like, yo, women gotta
cook me some breakfast,
learn how to relax, learn when to shut up, learn how to treat their man. All things I would have said. I thought he was speaking pure facts, but of course, every woman in the world, oh my God, Cam Newton don't know shit about life. That's why he's not a starting quarterback.
Damn, what is his opinion about his quarterback?
I mean, he didn't say exactly that, but that was the gist.
Sure.
Yeah.
He was saying something along the lines of women calling themselves bad bitches because they look good and they travel or whatever else, and then he's saying the definition of what a bad bitch is should be a woman that takes care of home and something else, something along those lines. I might be losing a little bit of it in translation, but that was along the lines of what he was saying. But nah, man, I'm not. That's one of them things where you want to take 2 steps back and let that man get struck by lightning himself.
No, I'll stand with him. That's the problem nowadays, man.
What he said wasn't wrong. It wasn't wrong what he said. You know what I'm saying? It's just the world we live in today where they try to attack you for having an opinion about something where it was really nothing wrong what he said. You know what I mean? What man wouldn't want that? Everybody's entitled to have their in what they want, or whatever, and have an opinion about it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it was what he said. I think it was delivery.
Okay, I didn't hear the quote.
Plus, Cam's a lightning rod for criticism anyway for the media. They love to criticize him because the black quarterback that actually did some good when he was in his prime.
Right.
Want to criticize him right up front, and because he's outspoken, he doesn't dress down. You know what I mean? So
Cam just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
I mean, it is what it is, man.
I salute Cam, man.
Yeah, I salute Cam. Yeah, I salute Cam.
100%. I mean, we live in a culture now where you're a villain if you speak out about how you may want your lady to react, how you define the perfect woman. You're a villain if you speak out to anything outside of the cultural norms. You know what I mean, or outside of outside of things that may be considered traditional. They're like, "Nah, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about." Now that's the kind of energy you're back today. So, I'm gonna stand with Cam on this.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do this, fellas, because I haven't heard that Cam asked for forgiveness. I would hope that he's not going to, right? Because I don't think he needs to.
Cam is not asking for forgiveness. That's not gonna happen.
He does. But in that vein, I think there are some other people who are asking for forgiveness. So let's do this.
Time for Sparring Minds Forgive with my man Charlie Hustle and them Sparring Minds boys. Forgive or not?
I'm sorry, so sorry.
So we haven't done Sparring Minds Forgives in a while, but when we do this segment, we normally get the guys to really open up their hearts to try to show some of the softer side. You know, the dudes as gangsters, but we try to get them to do a little bit more forgiveness. Right. So I'm going to ask them these couple of questions here. Let's see what they think about their ability to forgive this individual or not. Here's how I'm gonna play this out. Actually, you know what? No, we'll do the regular one. Here we go. Here's the first one. Emergency Management Agency Director Kevin Gallup apologized for his recent statements regarding adding food trucks to summer activities in Charlestown with a company called PVD Food Truck Events. Right? So Kevin says we're gonna have people showing up from Providence and hanging out that we don't know, along with our children. Some people aren't going to appreciate that. And I can tell you for a fact, you're going to need more police detail. Payne. He later went on to apologize for those statements, saying that they were insensitive towards residents of Providence. Was there an apology necessary for Kevin's statement?
I don't think so. Like, he's just saying, I mean, he singled out a town. He should have just said, we'll have people around that we don't know. You know what I mean? So I think single town was the only place he fucked up. But other than that, I don't think that's anything bad.
Man, you agree?
Yeah, I agree with Payne pretty much. You know what I mean? Definitely shouldn't have singled out the one area, but yeah.
Little, you don't seem to be too turned up about it.
Man, fuck Providence. First and foremost, I don't know if y'all ever ventured out to Rhode Island as a youngin. I know Maine has. So you remember going out there to what was big? Not the Diplomat.
So many. Oh my God!
So Betty's was out there.
Javon's was
the big
hot spot. Yeah,
Javon's was probably the biggest thing I know out there. And we would go out there, and them cats from Providence, as long as they see the Massachusetts plate, they would vandalize the car. Like, you couldn't go downtown. There was always something going on. Fuck Providence. He ain't need to be sorry.
So you feel like that dude Kevin speaking facts. Like, you know, if you got people from Providence showing up.
Straight facts. They're not coming down here like that anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Kev picked the wrong town anyway to talk about.
Okay. All right. Well,
they're not coming.
I got another one here.
Charlestown too, you said? Yeah, definitely not down there. So
no.
Okay. So I mean, it's 2-1. Don't sound like you guys I mean, it don't sound like there's a need for forgiveness. You guys not offering forgiveness? No, yes. All right. Let's move on to the next one. So, Missouri Democratic U.S. Senate candidate. That's a lot. Missouri Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Trudy Bush Valentine apologized on Wednesday for participating in a prominent St. Louis ball. Now, according to the people who wrote this article, the ball was hosted by an organization that barred Black and Jewish people. Bush Valentine was crowned the Queen of Love and Beauty in their veiled prophet ball, according to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. So, this was in their history as they lifted this moratorium versus other races. So, she didn't know about their history. She continued to go to the balls. This is the kind of history they had. She, of course, apologized for attending and said she didn't know about their history, etc., etc. Are you guys willing to accept her apology for attending this all-white event as a politician?
Now, had she known, I wouldn't, but she didn't know their history, so I guess she can plead ignorance on this. Because I mean, 9 times out of 10, when people are nominated, stuff they don't really look back into the history of who they're nominated by like that, unless it's like something crazy, like with a crazy name in the title, like, oh, the Nazi Association of Negro haters or something. Then you look into it like, okay, I'm that.
I mean, isn't that on her responsibility to look into that though? Like, if you're gonna be
or her people, or like the people around her.
right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like maybe the people around her should have known about something like that to inform her. You know what I'm saying?
How long ago was this ban lifted though?
The ban was lifted in early 1900s.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can forgive her. I mean, shit. Yeah, why not? I mean, that's early 1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't. Okay.
Yeah. You forgive.
All right.
I mean,
that's a little dim.
No.
Matter of fact,
Pardon me, fellas. Pardon me. The organization did not allow Black or Jewish members until 1979.
What kind of shit is that?
oh, okay.
They
Well,
incorporated racist imagery in their ceremonies up until that point.
Oh, that's recent.
yeah. That's yeah.
Nah, I changed that.
Yeah. Yeah, her people needed to inform her.
Right. How does she?
Yo, what's the basketball player Temple? What's his first name? Gary Temple or something like that?
Garrett Temple. Yep.
Gary Temple. He was talking about his father. Matter of fact, how his father was the first black to go. I think it's LSU, was it? It might have been LSU. Where did Gary Temple go play at? LSU?
I'm not sure.
I think it's LSU. So his father was the first black basketball player for LSU. So, you know, it's almost kind of like the same thing. Are you going to be mad at his father for going to LSU when they wanted in documents it says LSU wanted no parts of blacks even associating with whites over on the basketball court over there?
No, that's different. That's different because he's trying to break down a societal norm. He's trying to break educational barriers. He's trying to embetter his life. He's not going to a party with the Ku Klux Klan.
Right. And and saying you know nothing about that, like that's, I don't know, I find that hard to believe.
That's way too recent. Like if it was early 1900s, like he was saying, or like 1800s or something crazy, like that's one you might not be able to dig that up. But in this day, able to anyway. But 1979, that's damn near like we might as well say 1980.
Yeah, that's what 40 something years ago.
Yeah, so yeah, she should have known, or her people should have known.
Her peoples, right? Her people.
So shame on her. We're not going to accept that apology, right? Because I think you should have used your staff a little bit better. You know what I mean? Your job
absolutely.
As a politician, you're running for Senate, B. Like
use
your staff accordingly.
Word up.
All right, and so the last one we have here before we get to the main bulk of the show is, goddamn, these titles are ridiculous. Whitewater Township Planning Commissioner. So this is just a dude on the planning commission at the end of the day. Remember, Mike Jacobson said he was sorry that his opinion was misunderstood. I want to repeat that because white people love this shit. and no, not just white people, women too. Mike Jacobson said he was sorry that his opinion was misunderstood. Not that he said the wrong shit, but that his shit was just misunderstood. That you didn't understand my shit. At a March 11 meeting to discuss a draft of a township master plan for development, right? So they're talking about how they're going to develop the community. Jacobson questioned the need to include a chart showing census data of the racial makeup of the neighborhood, which is, by chance, 94.7% white. Mike Jacobson said, and I quote, "It's not like we're an exclusively white community. It's not like we don't let colored people in," end quote. Mike Jacobson apologized for this and said, "Payne, come back, brother. Hey, come back, Payne. Come back, bro. Come back." Mike Jacobson apologized for you misunderstanding his statement. Are we going to accept Mike Jacobson's apology for us misunderstanding that, oh, by the way, just because our neighborhood's all white, we do accept coloreds?
First of all,
Move this man. Yo, Pat, you on point with the audio tonight.
Yo. First of all, he said colored.
Yeah, facts.
Right.
Yeah, we don't.
Get
like we're talking about a load of laundry or something. Yeah, like get the fuck out of here.
Secondly, we're not. Oh, it's not like we're exclusively white. Oh, not 94%. You might as well be. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, yeah.
Yo, he pointed out we have 5 black people in our community.
Yo, what?
Like, how do you know that number?
Yeah. Secondarily, Mike.
Did you call Mike a nigga?
Yeah, no, I know, right? Secondarily, Mike.
Jesus.
I haven't heard colored since Free at Last, nigga. Like that's come on, man. Colored, bitch.
Yo. He's wild. Like, yeah, nah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him, dog.
Fucking colored, nigga. Like, like if he said nigger, right? Like
who? Hey. Archie Bunker?
Right. But but colored, dog. That's like the one I think of, like the fucking colored water fountains, nigga.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Like, nah.
That shit makes it almost comical that you would use the word colored instead of nigga. Like,
so even if if a white person or any other person isn't, so if a white person isn't racist and they say colored referring to black people, you're already racist.
You're already racist. 100%. 100%, man. 100%. That's a crazy.
I hate these.
Yeah, get him the
black and white thing.
All right, Maine. You up, Daddy? Let's do it this way.
He the chef. He cooking up some marvelous shit to get your mouth watering.
It's time for the main topic with my man Chef Main Topic.
It look like I've been cooking. It look like I've been cooking. It look like I've been cooking.
Oh man. So, Chef Main Topic here. This week's Chef Main Topic question is role playing. Talk about it. So, the rapper Mano was quoted this week of saying something to the effect of wanting to be or play a runaway slave when having sex with a white woman.
What kind of shit is that?
And at the same time, we'll be able to call him the N-word also. So you got to watch the whole interview. It's an interview he did with Angela Yee's podcast. My God, I cannot think of the name of it.
Lip Service.
Lip Service. Yes, thank you, Payne. The Lip Service thing. So you got to hear the whole thing where they're discussing role playing and different ways to spice up things in the bedroom and just things you would try, things you wouldn't try. So fellas, and you guys' opinion, I'll bring it around the room. What did you guys think of Mano's comments about partaking as a runaway slave in role playing? Is that a bit too far? Like, are we getting Mano the fuck out of here? I know we just finished with that segment right there, but what are we? What are we doing? Yo, Jones, go ahead, man. You get in there, man.
Yeah, I don't mind. What month is it? It's April, right?
Yeah.
So, like the beginning of March, I went over to the goddamn Halloween store, and they very, everything they got in there is like super cheap now because it's nowhere near Halloween, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went over there and got me a little like a little plumber's jacket and a little nice little hat. Let's say, little Acme plumber's thing on the, put the shit on, came home to the crib, knocked on the door. Faye was there, said, "Hey, ma'am, I heard you guys got a bust pipe. I need to come in and do some work around here." She said, "Oh, yeah, come right in, sir." I said, "Oh, yeah, there's a lot of moisture around this motherfucker. Some things got to get fixed. Luckily, your boy got the right tools, you heard?" She's like, "Yeah, go to the truck. I'll show you the key point to reach." Say less. Went out to the car, grabbed my fake little toolkit, came back in the room, and went to work, my nigga. Went to work, right? Absolutely. Left her a bill when I was done on the dresser. Thank you, ma'am. The problem has now been corrected.
Jesus.
Did you have the Krispy Kreme lubricant?
What?
What?
What? Yo, you gotta relax.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You gotta relax. yo, you gotta relax.
No to the
Yo.
cream lubricant. But so I say all
Oh.
that. There's no problem with role playing, correct? Right? But there becomes an issue when you having a white chick calling you nigga. Like that will not never in the history of life work for me, right?
Nah.
We are forever next month going to play Fred and Wilma. Like that's we doing that next month. I'm just looking for the right costume. You know what I mean? And I got I'm looking for the big caveman stuff. I'm looking for all that shit. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna have some fun. But it can't be with a fucking Tammy. No.
Can't be called don't call me Toby. None of that. No Toby talk, right? Jones, come back, brother. So yo, Little,
what's your name?
Yo, Little, what you think, brother? Mano out of bounds, man, or like?
Yeah, Mano took 2 minutes to the head.
Was that too far? Because again, to each his own. Everybody has their own personal thing of what they want to do. If that's, what I'm saying, to each his own. But was that a bit too far, or?
Yeah, Mano. Yeah. That's a little bit too far to the left of me. I'm all set. Like, yeah, I gotta see this. You said it was a video?
Lip Service. Yeah, Angela Yee does a podcast called Lip Service, and so it's usually her and like 3 or 4 chicks or whatever the case may be, and they get a rapper there, and they're drinking, and then the questions just start coming. They get crazy with it sometimes. So that's one of the stuff they talk about in there. You know what I mean?
Nah. And he picked that of all things to do for role playing, huh?
Right. Whatever happened to the football player and the cheerleader, or the teacher and the naughty schoolgirl?
Yeah.
Like Chuck said, the housewife and the plumber. Like, hello, ma'am, I came to lay some pipe. Like, type shit. Like,
yo, everybody, listen.
Like, there's no way in hell I'm letting a white woman call me the N-word and act like I'm a slave. There's gonna be some furniture getting moved if the N-word come out her mouth. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, that's too much, too far.
That hadn't been.
Like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But that, nah, out of bounds.
I wonder if Ice-T and Coco go do that.
So what's the one thing a chick could ask you, I guess, that you wouldn't do, like with a role playing? What's something outside of the runaway slave thing? What's one thing?
We're not switching gender items. We're not doing any of that stuff. You're not putting me in a little skirt. We're not doing those weird role playing type shits. We're not doing that.
Nah.
Yeah,
nah. And girls got this fetish of spanking guys. Don't do that. Don't. No. Don't do that.
So full disclosure right now, a long time ago. Let me just put.
Please don't say you put on a dress.
No. I had a female ask me to do something crazy, like let's like act out a rape scene, and I thought that was like a bit. I thought that was like a bit much. Where I was like, whoa, I was like, I don't know, something about it. Like I was younger too. I thought about it. I was like.
You're trying to get me caught up.
No, so it was something to the effect of like, basically she wanted me to like hide out in like a closet in a room or whatever, and like come out like I was.
Yeah,
nah.
I was not doing that. No.
I said, nah. I said something about, you know what I mean? Like just
you don't play with that.
Yeah, like just and that's what I'm saying. Something about that just like rubbed me the wrong way. Where I was like, nah, I can't. I was like, nah, I just never ever did that.
Yeah, see that.
But that was I had to tell a personal story. You know what I mean?
So like that, hell no. Playing around with like a rape situation, no. But like if say like I got fucking Michael Myers, Jason or whatever, all types of horror movie. Like, say she want to play Michael Myers and the girl trying to run away from him, and then you know what I mean. Like that's something different. But like playing
Yeah.
someone a raper, like no way, hell no. You don't.
Yeah,
No.
it tripped me out, but you know what I mean. Like, yo, some people just have their own things that
Yeah.
they're into. I just thought that was wild, but I was like, nah, that's.
Well, we know what type of porn she watched.
Yeah, that would actually scare me away from her. That shit would actually scare me away from a girl. If she wanted that shit would scare me away from her. Like,
Definitely
would.
Yeah.
Nah, listen, man. You know, I didn't do that, but I did not just alter it, but I just said no to that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, that's a bit much for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it wasn't.
Damn, can't we just fuck regular?
Yo, I'm just again,
But
man. Some people have their own.
If the role play is her thing,
I'm all set.
Yeah,
but the runaway slave and like Little said, the whole gender reversal thing. Like, no, we're not doing any of those.
Yeah, definitely not, man. Where did Jones go? Jones, we lost him.
Yeah,
he gonna be in and out all night.
Yo, so changing subjects real quick. I got this story, and I'm glad I got two fathers that got daughters. So I want to get you guys' opinion. So, and I know it's talk about role playing. This is totally something different. I talk about my daughter and some shit that happened in school. So I picked my daughter up yesterday from school, talking to her about her day, whatever the case may be. And then she's telling me that her and some friends in her classroom are planning a wedding for some of their classmates. So I'm like, okay, all right, this sounds cool, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, yo, who's the what's the people's names? And she names two boys. And I was like, yo, like what
are they doing?
How does that happen that, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that happen at that age where you know what I'm saying? Where they even know that that's something that they want to do. What happened? Sparring Minds viewers, sorry,
what would make the teacher decide that she would even match these two boys up together to do a wedding?
I don't know.
Or was this just something the kids are doing?
It was the kids are doing. The kids came up with it. The kids came up with the idea.
Don't have no idea?
No, the teacher knows. They invited the teacher. It's happening at recess.
See, that's something that the teacher might had to have shut down. She needed to shut that down.
Now, see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. My daughter goes to a school that's all inclusive.
I mean,
you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that's like, and you know, like that's the world we live in today, where our kids are growing up like way different than we grew up. We're talking about something because you're like, yo, how does that happen? So as a dad, I was like, yo, I'm like, I went home and I talked to a mother. I'm like, yo, like what's going on? Like, how does that happen? You know what I'm saying? And we both kind of came to the conclusion that that's kind of the world we live in. So like, you know, as dads, like you guys got daughters, like how would you feel if something like that happened? Or am I bugging out about it?
I mean, if that was my son, I'd be pissed. I mean, my daughter and whatever, like, but yeah, I mean, if my daughter was there, like your daughter was there, you know, I just let it go because it ain't my kid. But if that was my son that was supposed to be put up to marry some other boy, no, I'm raising all hell. Like, nah, because yeah, that's a tough one, boy.
Dog, I'm telling you that.
I'll be infuriated with the teacher.
See,
that bugged me out because I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, I know I can't.
It is the world we live in
it's
today.
the world we live in, and it's
I'm-
that school. Like I don't know what I can do in that case outside of like, you know, going up there and talking to the teacher about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm outcast or looked at a certain, you know what I mean? Like it's
I'm gonna approach it from a different angle. Excuse me. So I have gay family members. I have friends that are gay or bi, and I have a friend that's a transgender also, you know, that I work with. And I'm more accepting of the whole LGBTQ community and all that. My
Mm-hmm.
thing, I'm looking at this from the angle of you're letting kids know it, like think it's okay to get married young. Like you're pushing that whole like telling them, okay, you need to be tied down to someone type thing. Like, and a lot of these kids are thinking like I had an issue with like my youngest, she always wanted to have a boyfriend. But like I'm like, oh, you're young. Live your life. Like you can go
Yeah.
on dates and stuff. Like I told her, you know, when she hit 16, she can start going on dates, but she don't need to have a steady boyfriend because kids get so caught up in one person and end up fucking up different things in their life or missing out on stuff, getting caught up on one person. You know what I mean? Like stop letting them don't promote that. Like I don't think they should be promoting that.
yeah,
And
little.
then,
What
so
would you?
like it's almost like a double-edged sword. Like I mean, well, yeah, it's just I don't know. Do them kids know? Parents know? Like, do the two
Yeah.
boys' parents know?
Yeah. Just,
That part I don't know because I did. I'm just hearing about it. You know, obviously yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
When I
that's
go
definitely something that the
up
teacher
and
should have brought to the parents and said, you know,
it's like,
the kids decided to do this little thing and such. Johnny and Billy, they decided they wanted to get married. Like she definitely should have reported that to the parents just to see, you know, how the parents would react because that definitely would bug me out. Like, and Billy going home talking about I got married today to Johnny. The parents are like, "What has happened? It happened at school." The parents, the first thing they like, they going after the teacher, like, "Well, how did you let this happen?"
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's
how is Charles doing? Is he watching us?
we getting some feedback.
oh, I put him on the screen. Maybe I shouldn't have.
I think that's
That's definitely what it was. My bad, Jones. I put you
Call
on the screen,
relevant.
but it was
yeah. Jermaine almost caught him in role play mode. Like he done took off his clothes and everything.
yeah.
Right?
Yo, my bad, Jones. I'm
He was in
sorry,
his plumber
brother.
outfit already.
Yo, I'm sorry, Jones. My bad.
Booger. What was that? Booger from what was that? JJ? What was that show?
Bookman.
Bookman.
Uh-huh.
Come on, man.
Matter
It's
of fact,
Bookman.
rest in Johnny Brown too. He passed away a few weeks ago. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he definitely
Mentioned
did.
it on
He
the show.
definitely did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn, rest in
And
peace.
now that we're talking about that, Bruce Willis is retired. He's having like brain issues that's you know, messing with his body. So he actually retired from acting. That was something in the news also.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, get back to that topic though. Like it definitely should have been ran by the parents if it wasn't. If it wasn't, the school could have a lawsuit on their hands too.
Definitely good.
Start doing stuff that like that kind of delves into people's beliefs and how they raise their kids. It gets dangerous.
Yeah, because what it does for me is it's starting to fast forward a conversation with my daughter that's like a conversation that I know is coming. Like it's moving it forward. You know what I'm saying? Because then, you know, like that shit.
You know what? I've never had that conversation with none of my older kids. No, my son and daughter, I never had that conversation with them.
Got to start having that convo way younger than when you know what I mean.
Because it's a whole different time. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different time and a whole different world and everything that we live in. So that's why it's just so different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, but you know, I was furious at first. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like what how do kids like notice at this age? But then I'm like, it's everywhere for them to see. Much younger at this age where they see so much on television and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And again, nothing against that, but it's like we just don't want that like being pushed on, you know, kids or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's much more accessible and it's much more accepted now too. Like
yeah,
before, if kids had that, like that feeling that, you know, gay or they felt like they were a girl or a boy and they were born the opposite, they were scared to come out about it, so they hid it for a long time. Now it's so
yeah,
like feel that way, feel a little more okay. I can tell someone, you know what I mean? Like because
Yeah.
I knew a couple dudes like just growing up, like at the age of 9, I'm like, yeah, he acts like a girl, like
Yeah.
type thing. And then eventually, as we got older, like they came out as gay, and I'm like, well,
We
like
already knew this.
in
It's
this
nothing
day and age,
different.
if a 9-year-old knows a kid that's acting like that, they'll like the kid's fully okay with being out at that time. They don't front like they're not.
Yeah.
right. Because yo, I even heard some crazy stuff that like Sesame Street is on like HBO because Bert and Ernie are a couple.
Yeah, they're switching up certain guys now, certain characters.
Yeah.
HBO for that though. That's
Man.
different.
Yo, well, Capo seems like he's gone, man. Shout out to our hotel. We at the hour mark, fellas.
Oh
Yeah.
Little, you gotta wrap us up with a mirror time, my brother.
Yeah. Today's mirror time is be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't motherfucking matter, and those who matter don't motherfucking mind. And that's today's mirror time.
Love it.
And that's
Word
yes,
up.
sir.
Hey, D, I'm with you, my sister. I'm not cool with the D. That's
my guy,
man.
my brother Jermaine Lindsay,
Hey,
aka
Dolly Dollars.
you already know, man. Well, yo, like you
thank
said,
y'all
man,
for rocking out with
thank
us.
you for rocking out with us. Another
And
episode of Spark Minds.
Was that 105?
105. You know what I mean? The champ is here.
Oh, new Painfully Honest tomorrow morning at 10. Y'all tune in. And now that the brackets are over, they'll be back in the middle of the week.
I'm looking for tailors. You know, I need custom suits.
I'm looking for a salmon joint or a maroon joint. I'm trying to fly for the summer.
Anybody got tailors out there? Toss them my way. We trying to get real spiffy, if that's the word.
Oh yeah, getting as Will would say, you trying to get jiggy with it, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to get jiggy with it. But all
Absolutely.
right, y'all. Spawn Minds, we out of here, baby.
Peace.
See y'all next week.